back to my channel. Yes, today is Thursday and it's a pretty good looking day. Go get it and be great whatever you do. Let's start with greetings. Come on. Hello, my name is Daniel. I'm your host, your
guy in the chair.
He said it!
And today, since it's Thursday, we'll check out the Croak Drinker and see what he has to say about Star Wars, with Kathleen Kennedy wanting to get a win before she retires. I don't think that's ever gonna happen, but go check out the Critical Drinkers YouTube channel and give him a sub. Yeah, and so let's hear what he has to say and enjoy. Yeah.
You know, there comes a point in every person's career where they start to think less about future plans and possibilities and more about their own legacy, where they stop looking towards what might be and start looking back on what actually was. How will I be seen in the years and decades to come? How will future generations look back on my work and achievements? And what can I do to help guide and direct that legacy now? Such is apparently the case with Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy, a woman with a storied history as a Hollywood producer dating back longer than I've been alive. Yeah, a cynical man could probably argue that having close personal connections to Frank Marshall, Steven Spielberg, and George Lucas, three of the most powerful, experienced, and influential men in Hollywood for decades, probably gave her career a bit of a helping hand, but what the hell? We all use the tools that we have at our disposal, don't we? The problems really began when she had to leave the Marshall, Spielberg, Lucas safety net behind and take over as president of Lucasfilm. Now the training wheels were well and truly off. Now there was no experienced producer or director telling her what to do, giving her specific tasks to complete, or setting out a creative vision for her to help realize. Now there was nobody left to hide behind or turn to. Now it was her job to set out a strong creative vision, not just for one project, but an entire studio's worth of projects and IPs, to guide and mentor and direct less experienced creatives, to become the one the buck stops with. And after more than a decade of being in charge, I could charitably describe her performance as suboptimal. And by that, I mean the single biggest act of brand annihilation in the whole history of entertainment, reducing franchises like Star Wars from the status of money-printing machines and pop culture juggernauts to a gaggle of irrelevant TV shows on a faltering streaming service, beloved icons of cinema like Indiana Jones into pathetic old men getting upstaged by prissy, unlikable replacements, and even resurrecting obscure 1980s fantasy IPs with such laughably terrible TV adaptations that they had to be memory hold into oblivion. Basically, Kathleen Kennedy had become a kind of reverse King Midas. Whatever she touched seemed to turn from solid gold into mold-encrusted dog shit, and the fans of the various IPs getting butchered under her tenure weren't exactly shy about making their opinions known. For years now, there's been debate and rumours about if and when she would finally leave Lucasfilm. Would she be fired after the latest apocalyptic box office disaster? Had she been quietly demoted into a symbolic figurehead, with far more capable executives making the actual decisions? Was she engaged in some kind of brutal civil war within the studio, desperately clinging on to power even as rogue factions tried everything they could think of to dislodge her? Who knows? All we know for sure is that just like cockroaches, a particularly stubborn weed, or Dark Side Phil, there was just no getting rid of her. She was like the turd that just wouldn't flush. Year after year, there she was presiding over her shrinking empire, seemingly impervious to even the most scathing professional criticism, ruinous financial disaster, or brutal fan backlash. Announcing fantasy projects that would never get made, smiling at premieres for movies that would lose her studio hundreds of millions of dollars, launching TV shows that nobody wanted to watch, scooping up manufactured awards and accolades like a Hollywood magpie, basking in the fake glow of purchased praise from an entertainment media complex still too greedy and spineless to ever criticize her. Jesus, and they talk about the male ego. But the one thing that no amount of money and influence can deflect is good old father time, and at 71 years old, it seems like Kathleen Kennedy is finally getting ready to step down as Lucasfilm president. The catch? Apparently she wants to go out on a high with a big win to send her on her way. Now, normally in situations like this, I'd encourage the person in question to put aside ego and just quit while they're ahead. Because real life, sadly, isn't a Hollywood movie, and there usually isn't a miraculous redemption waiting at the end. Many a gambler has lost everything chasing that one last winning hand. Many an aging boxer has tarnished their record, convinced they had one great fight left in them. And many a popular band has damaged their reputation with an ill-advised reunion, hoping to recapture their glory days in late middle age. But in this case, the reality is that it doesn't really matter what Kathleen Kennedy does now, because whether she retires tomorrow or hangs around for another decade isn't going to change how this plays out. The stark, uncaring reality is that there's nothing left for her to ruin or save at this point, because everything she inherited from George Lucas has already been destroyed. There isn't going to be another Indiana Jones movie that redeems the previous one. There isn't going to be another shot at glory for Willow, and as for Star Wars, well, somehow I don't think a Rey Palpatine movie is going to turn the franchise around. That is her true legacy at this point. Yeah, whenever she eventually retires, I'm sure she'll get showered with all kinds of lifetime achievement awards, glowing praise from industry leaders who know they'd never be allowed to criticize her no matter how terrible she is, and all the positive media coverage that money can buy. But none of that hollow, meaningless, performative crap is going to bring back all the characters and franchises that she helped to bulldoze into the ground. None of it is going to undo the priceless opportunities that she squandered over the past decades. None of it is going to sway the opinions of the people who actually matter, the fans. And none of it is going to rewrite her actual legacy, one of absolute, complete and total failure. So you go ahead and hang in there as long as you want, Kathy. Enjoy this time while it lasts, because your legacy has already been written, and quite frankly, it's not a good one. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
Hey guys, yeah, I do say go ahead and hang in there as long as you can, Kathy. And you're doomed anyway. And Star Wars is doomed. I still enjoy watching Star Wars, but I don't really care for the new shit like Acolyte. That was such a horrible show. But I digress. I long for the days of George Lucas coming back. And I still have it in head canon that he'll swoop in and take over Lucasfilm again. But that's wishful thinking. But it could happen, I guess. And either way, I don't want to get into that. He's gone. He got paid, but hey, here's what I was saying. Like, comment, and subscribe. But I said, I hope you had an awesome night and the rest of your day. I'll see you in the next video. Monday. I'll see you Monday. Bye.